Hello and welcome everybody to another Edge of Eternities booster draft. I'm Paul Cheon and today we are sitting at Diamond 3. Sadly, the Arena Direct Edge of Eternities Collector Booster Box event is no longer available. So I can't cash in on the boxes. We won 3 collector booster boxes of Edge of Eternities in 6 attempts. So that's a really good conversion rate. Very happy about that. But now we are excited to get back to the daily draft grind and try to get to Mythic as quickly as possible. Now, before we hop into this draft, I just wanted to say that this video is brought to you by TCGplayer.com. Go to TCGplayer.com for all your Magic the Gathering singles and sealed product needs. If you want to buy some booster boxes of Edge of Eternities, or you wanted some singles for your Standard, Modern, Pioneer, or Commander decks, TCGplayer.com is the place to go. Make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Also, go to HeavyPlay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. HeavyPlay.com is the place to go to for deck boxes, playmats, sleeves, dice boxes, life pads, everything you need to make sure you're fully ready to go for your next tabletop gaming experience. Go to HeavyPlay.com/paulcheon for 10% off your first order. They're also at basically every Magic the Gathering convention, so if you see their booth, swing by, tell them Paul sent you for 10% off in person as well. All right, what do we got? Weapons manufacturing. I don't think this card is particularly strong. Basically, whenever you get a lander, it says when this token, whenever a non-token artifact you control enters, you create a munitions token, and when that token leaves the battlefield, it deals 2 damage to any target. So you need to find a way to actually sacrifice the munitions token, which, I mean, it's just a lot to work with. At Uncommon, though, I think we're going to take something at Uncommon. We have Melt Strider's Resolve, Mouth of the Storm, and Harmonious Grove Strider. I don't actually love the Mechan Assembler. I think the Artifacts deck is a little bit on the weaker side. So 2 good green cards or Mouth of the Storm are our options. I think it's Mouth of the Storm or Melt Strider's Resolve. You know what? I'm going to take Mouth of the Storm. This card's really fun, and oftentimes you're going to be green, and when you are green, you splash. Like, this is a very easy card to splash. Also, green is pretty contested, so, you know, maybe taking a really good card in a different color might be where you want to be. Here, this is an interesting pack. We have Lightstall Inquisitor, which is okay. Doesn't really go well with Mouth of the Storm as our first pick, but given that this was passed to us, maybe we just take it. I mean, I don't really want to take Momenon. I don't really love blue-red. Depressurize can be an interesting card too, though. I think that goes a lot better with Mouth of the Storm, just because I want to lean into some kind of a control deck more with Mouth of the Storm. Lashwood Predator is also an okay consideration there as well. But yeah, I'm going to take Depressurize. I think that was a close pick, and you can kind of go any direction with that pick in that pack. Pack 1, pick 3, there's a Voidforged Titan, which I don't love. It's just like 5 mana for a 5/4, and then if you're playing a defensive deck, losing a life sometimes can hurt you. So now so if I don't love that, do I want to take like a Counterspell or Diplomatic Relations? I don't really want to take Starbreach Whale or Perigee Beckoner. I mean, if I want to draft like a sweet control deck, maybe I just take the Unravel. Just draft Dimir Control. Yeah, let's do that. Why can't we draft Control? Who says we can't draft Control? Alright, well, maybe the person passing to us says we can't draft Control. Pack 1, pick 4, there's nothing that I really love in a blue-black control shell. So there is a Bombard, which is an okay removal spell. Caveron Harrier is okay in like an Artifacts deck, I suppose. There's also a Radiant Strike and a Wedgelight Rammer. I guess if I end up in blue-red, I'd rather have the Harrier. So let's just take the Harrier here because it's the best card with the most upside, and see where that goes. Like, I know I didn't take the Momenon, but if I just keep getting artifact cards, that's maybe where I need to be. Admittedly, I'm also not seeing a ton of good blue. There is a Night Luminary in this pack. There's also Memorial Vault, Melded Moxide, Graph Pack Monoist, and Ice Cave Crasher. So, a lot of good options. Think I'm seeing a bunch of these red artifacts type cards. I want to take Melded Moxide here. Gonna try to avoid green. The Luminary could have also been an okay consideration here. But why don't we take the Moxite and see if we can lean into some kind of an artifact deck? We're not sure what kind of color combination, though, here. So for here, I'm going to take Nutrient Block out of this pack because it's a nice card that you can just play in any sacrifice artifact deck. And now I'll take a Bombard. Wormwall Sweeper is also fine, but it looks like red is somewhat open here. for one of our artifact colors, and we're just trying to figure out what our second color needs to be. I guess I'll take Scour for scrap. I don't really love the Galvanizing Saw Ship. It's got a horrible win rate, by the way, sub 50%. Black doesn't seem to be particularly open, and that is a pangolin on the wheel. So yeah, some kind of red artifact strategy seems open. Remember, there was that Momenon that I passed on, but maybe we'll get it here. We'll see. We'll see where this goes. Because look, it's not like I'm getting a ton of blue cards either. I'm getting blue cards for an artifact deck, and that's it. Here, I mean, I don't really love the Insatiable Skitter Maw. I think Honor has the most upside if I do end up going some kind of like red-white aggro deck. Don't want to play Frontline War Wager, so I'll take Starfighter Pilot. And the white, going white will be kind of the backup plan here in case that ends up being far too open for us to ignore. But yeah, kind of a weird start just because we were trying to find our lane. Green didn't seem super open. Red seemed relatively open. And we are still trying to figure out our second color here. But we are certainly leaning into some artifacts. All right, pack 2, pick 1. There's another Mouth of the Storm, which is just a good top-end card. There's an Uthros Psionicist, Sunstar Expansionist, and a Melded Moxite. Sunstar Expansionist is also very, very good. But I don't know how, like, I mean, seeing a late Honor and a Starfighter Pilot leads me to believe that that could be a direction that I might want to go. But these blue uncommons look better, and it feels like Artifacts was a little more open. I'm going to take the Psionicist. I think Mouth of the Storm is very good, but this is just a really good blocker. And if you can double spell with this, it is quite nice. Oh, what do? Sammy Wildcat Captain. 6 mana for a double strike vigilance. Spells you cast have affinity for artifacts. Nah. Think I'm just going to take Cut Propulsion here. Just continue taking the red cards where I can. Cerebral Download is just okay. Modifier can be okay if I'm a little more aggressive. There's also a Banishing Light. Somehow Siri thought I was talking to her. All right, so yeah, let's just take Cut Propulsion here. Green Sun Zenith, okay. Well, I took the Psionicist, but we're seeing some white cards here, and I can't really ignore it. There's a Sunstar Chaplain, which is great, and another Cut Propulsion. All right, we're moving in. I mean, admittedly, it's kind of late to move in, but hopefully it's okay still. We're gonna need a lot of playables though. Dauntless Scrapbot versus all these other cards. I think I like the Scrapbot a lot, so let's take that. All right, Honored Knight Captain is a really good white card. There is Sir Vondam, but I'm not looking to be white-black, so let's take this. And then now that I'm red-white, I probably don't want to play a card like Nutrient Block very much. Let's see how this goes. Pack 2, pick 6 gives us Starport Security, Radiant Strike, Dual Sun Technique, and Bombard. I guess I'll take Bombard. Oh, I mean, white certainly open. Certainly open. At least in pack 2. And it felt somewhat open in pack 1 as well, so this is where we are. But, like, as far as playable goes, we got a lot of filler. We have a lot of filler. But at least our 2-drops are awesome. I have, like, 2 uncommons and a rare. And I don't love Bombard. I would much rather have Focus Fire, but interaction is interaction. All right, pack 2, pick 8. There is a Mystifying Maze, which I don't love. Okay, this pack is just horrible. I'll take this 3-drop, but probably not going to play it. Guess I'll take Memorial Team Leader as just the beatdown card. Yeah, I mean, here's the thing. Like, I passed all those white cards in pack 1, and we still ended up getting a bunch in pack 2. Here's a Rig for War and a Starport Security. I just don't have any +1/+1 counters right now. I have, like, a Pulsar Squadron Ace. So I guess I'll just take a bad combat trick. Here I'll take Starfighter Pilot. All right, well, you know what? This is just basic beatdowns. because that's all that we have available to us. I really wish I took that 2-mana creature, the 2/3 with the landfall, but that wasn't an option. Rayblade Trooper, though, is premium. I like Focus Fire as well, but this card is fantastic. So let's take it. This does not look like a Melded Moxite deck. This, I mean, it's an okay top-end card if I need. Like, right now, it's obviously going in just because I have lack of a better option. Here we have Wedgelight Rammer and Bombard number 3. Guess I'll take the Rammer. Actually, is the Wormhole Sweeper just better? It's cheaper, it flies, it surveils. You know what? Look, my deck just does one thing, and it's Curve Out, and this gives me a way to kill my opponent in the sky, so let's do that. Although now we're seeing some artifact cards. Emissary Escort's obviously very, very strong. And we are seeing 0 red and white cards, and that's a late Edge Rover. So yeah, are we sad? Extremely. Extremely. Alright, pack 3, pick 4. That's a Warping Whale. I'll take another Pulsar Squadron Ace. I mean, if I get like a million of these, maybe my 1-mana creature becomes playable. The Starport Security. Alright, pack 3, pick 5. There's another Wormwall Sweeper, Weftblade Enhancer, and Auxiliary Boosters, late Edge Rover, and a Cryogen Relic. Oh my gosh. I'm going to take the boosters here because I have the Honored Knight Captain. So being able to fetch for this seems quite strong. Here I'll take a Plasma Bolt. I mean, look, it's not like... Look, red-white was also definitely open. Like, I'm happy with these red-white cards. It's just... it was a really weird draft. But I don't hate, necessarily, this configuration. It's just we're going to be a little bit short on playables. Or maybe a lot of bit short, depending. Yeah, but blue was also very open. I guess blue-white... The thing is, I didn't see any of the payoff blue-white cards. Rescue Skiff is not particularly good in this deck. But I guess it's better than Red Tiger Mechan. I don't know, I'll take the Mechan. It's a hasty beater. Another Bombard. And wow. Talk about mediocrity. Talk about mediocrity. Oh, there's the Rammer. I mean, this is our deck. What's our artifact count? 6? I second pick this card, just so you know. So I must hate draft it. Wow, All Fate Scroll is actually a pretty fun card. Surprised that it's still in the pack with 2 cards left. So what were the colors of the person passing to me? Black green? Something like that. Feels that way. Alright, well the question here is this a 16 lander? It feels like a 16 lander with all the random surveil stuff that I have going on. So what do I want as my last card? It might just be this random haster. I don't know if Frontline War Wager is good. It's between that, the Starport Security, and the Red Tiger Mechan. I guess I'll just take the Tapper. Alright, so now this gives us an even split, red-white. Look, there is nothing fancy about this deck. This is... You know what this looks like? It looks like a core set deck, okay? Look at our curve. It's very low. We got a bunch of cheap stuff going on. And maybe we can just curve out. And this is one of those... I hope my opponent's decks are clunky, and I just run people over and I pick up 4 wins. That's my hope, okay? Alright, now before this round starts, just wanted to say that if you've been enjoying this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That is patreon.com/paulcheon. Big shout out to all the patrons, as your support absolutely means a lot. Access to the Patreon gives you access to my Discord channel, which I believe is a really great way to up your limited game and join an awesome group of folks also looking to improve in Magic. Alright, gonna keep this 2-lander. What do you do? Okay, Sunstar Chaplain is quite nice. I'm going to go turn 1 Starport Security, turn 2... I don't know. Oh, gosh. Don't play a 1-drop. It is kind of ridiculous that green gets the best 1-drop. It makes me sad. Oh, wow. Plus, no, this doesn't work, though. This doesn't work the way that they want it to. Oh, my. What is this curve? You know what that curve is? A very uncool one. So I don't... The Honored Knight Captain here doesn't seem very good. Let's play the Pulsar Squadron Ace. We missed. So now the Starport Security gets turned on. I kind of want to play the Chaplain as a surprise creature where maybe I can find a good spot to tap a couple of creatures to start putting counters on things. And they have great lands. Lins. You got it all covered. You got it all covered. And they have Quantum... You know, like, remember the thing that I said about, hey, I want to play against clunky decks that don't have really good starts and whatever? I mean, this is one of the best starts I've ever seen. Okay, well, you know, what are you going to do? What are you going to do? Alright, we'll play Honored Knight Captain. Sack the lander. Oh gosh, this is gross. They have their planes. They can play the Riddler. I mean, they can do all kinds of stuff. And all the kinds of stuff they can do, I do not appreciate. Okay, that's a Lash for Predator, sure. They're 19. I need another white source here. I'm going to go for a nice... I'm going to go for a short-term play here, just to get in for some damage. Get them to within striking distance, hopefully. Oh, so they're going to kill my team leader? Or maybe they're just going to sack the relic to keep something tapped. Yeah, that's fine. Okay. Alright, so they're at 14 life. I can't tap the Predator next turn. They can play Quantum Riddler. I take 5. Fungal Colossus. Yeah. Okay. What does this do? Remove +1/+1 counter from a creature control and I can tap something? That is strong. That is definitely strong. Alright, Wormwell Sweeper. Do not want that. Do I want Wedgelight Rammer? I think I just want removal. But I don't even know if I have good removal for these things. Alright, I guess I'll keep the Rammer. I mean, we have a 3/3 flyer, but they have a 5/7 reach creature and a 5/5 beat stick. Maybe I'm supposed to be digging for a white source. I can also use this Chaplain to tap things down, so I gotta be mindful that that is also an effect or an ability that I have access to. Look, if they have a trick or a removal spell, I'm gonna need to fight through it anyway, so I'm double blocking. And look, I got to trade a 3/3 flyer for a 5/5. I'm super happy about that. Like, oftentimes you'd be like, oh, that's way too risky, don't do it. I just felt like I didn't really have much of a choice. You know what I mean? The Gene Pollinator was actually surprisingly annoying. Nine? Goodness. Okay. Four, five, six, seven, eight, nine. Look, if they have a removal spell, they have a removal spell. I have a 4/5 that can block the Riddler, and I got the counters going. Look, we played against Quantum Riddler game 1. It's okay. Uthro Scanship, they're digging. Alright, discarding Forest. Lasher Predator gets in. That is an interesting attack. They must have Biosynthetic Burst. They do. Yeah, this is a very close game, I think. What do you know what I mean, everybody? Everybody on the this is a close game boat? No? If so, why? Larval Scoutlander. Wow, the fact that they put themselves almost dead here is a little bit crazy to me. Like, if I drew a land and played this thing, I don't know. I gotta think. I mean, I'm trying to put myself in a position where I can win, but they basically need to not have a removal spell. Like, I also am trying to get their life total low. Alright, good beats. I think playing the Scoutlander was pretty bad on their part. Like, you just didn't need the extra land. So I think that was an unnecessary risk on their part, that turn. But, I mean, their deck was a million times better than ours, so... We fought the good fight, tried to get there, but yeah, their deck was too good. Alright, we've D-ranked, which is not where you want to be, but... it's fine. It's fine. We're on the play, we got a 1-drop here. Boom, we're gonna warp into Team Leader for an extra point of damage. Because we don't have a 2-drop. Our opponent mulligan to 5. Look at this. Maybe we'll win a game. In before they play Quantum Riddler and draw all the cards back. Alright, here we go. Starport Security. Oh. Hey, I'll take that. I actually do not mind drawing a land and a 4-drop, actually. Now the thing is, this has a station cost of 4, so I can just warp in the Memorial Team Leader, which is nice. Alright. Well, our opponent didn't do anything the first 2 turns. That's exactly how we drew it up, or what we would like to have happen, of course. Caveron Turbo Drone is the play from the opponent. So lots of options. We can play the Team Leader, or we can play the Wedge Light Rammer. I think I'm going to ram it up. Hit for 2 in the air. I think against red-green, just going for evasion is really nice. And then next turn, when I play the Team Leader, I should be able to turn on the Wedge Light Rammer. So that'll let me get in for 7 points of damage in the air. Because this is 4. This needs 9, right? So it's on 3. And I have a couple of removal spells here too. And remember, Plasma Bolt can go to the face. So if I can trigger Void, that's also 3 points of damage. Drix Fate Maker, okay. Interesting. I wonder if they have like a chance encounter. I'm curious why they did it. Whoa, English. I'm curious why they did it this way. They must have chance encounter here to fight as well. Oh, it's a Plasma Bolt. Sure. It's fine. They're gonna completely tap themselves out? Okay. Nope. They're leaving the 3-4 back. I think that is a much stronger line. This needs 9. So 7, 9, 4 in the air. Hey, they're at 8 life. Caveron Skywarden. Okay. Wow, Cut Propulsion just always has looked so bad. Let me think here. Okay, we'll tap that down. Back with everything. They have to block the 4-3. And then 1 to the face. Or rather, 3 to the face. Okay. Well, there you go. That's how we drew it up. We beat the opponent who double mulliganed and had a slow start while we were on the play. With a hand with a good curve and interaction. We just need to do that 6 more times and boom! Red-white mediums will get it done. Alright. Paired against a Mythic Gamer. I ain't scared. I am scared of this hand. 2 mountains and nothing I can play. So let's throw that away. And I will keep this hand. Do I have double red spells? I don't actually know. But given that I have a white tapper, I'm going to bottom the mountain. This is just such a good efficient spell. I mean, our creature count is pretty high, but obviously, if you don't curve out perfectly in the red-white deck, you're in for a tough time. You are in for a tough time. Alright, Plasma Bolt, sure. Alright, our hand is Dauntless Scrapbot and all removal spells. And combat tricks. Six cards in hand for the opponent. Am I playing the 5-drop? I think I am. The 5-mana 5/5. Litho Breaking. Okay. It's almost like they know my hand. This is the worst red-white aggro hand ever. I don't want to go to the late game with a blue-red deck that's playing Litho Breaking in the main. That's not good. Not good at all. Let's kill that. Okay, let's play that. 5 cards in hand for the opponent. I mean, we have action, so let's see what they got. Molecular Modifier. Okay, not too scared about that. And an Ore Plate Pangolin. I don't really care too much about the Molecular Modifier. That's a Galvanizing Saw Ship. Oh, they can station it afterwards? I can't kill it, really. So I'm just going to kill the modifier. So they have nothing to station it with. Okay, let's go Honor on a token. We drew a land. Let's attack for 3. And pass. Okay. No! They had a creature! It was a freaking Mouth of the Storm! Oh no! Oh god. Talk about turning things around like so quickly, right? Oh my goodness. I mean, I don't even know how I'm supposed to win this game. They just drew another flyer. I can get the auxiliary boosters, but that's not even that strong, you know what I mean? Alright. Yeah, like I said, in order for this deck to win, you have to fulfill like ideal conditions. And that just involves like having 1s and 2s on curve and beating people down. Didn't quite have it there, but we mulligan, so. Alright, on the play here. Oh, hey, we got a 1-drop, Honor. Maybe we can make something happen here. Gene Pollinator, okay. Honor Knight Captain was a very good draw. Look, we can do a Focus Fire for 5 now. That's kind of nuts. Nutrient Block. Okay, and then they can play a 2-drop here? Maybe? Nope. Let's just attack here. I'm just gonna have nightmares about Gene Pollinator, by the way. Sure. Okay. Look, we also had a good start, so, but Gene Pollinator is a particularly annoying one to fight. Oh wow, sacking wait, you can't sack nutrient block. Okay. So drawing something here would be very nice. They're gonna keep the 2/3 back, and I'm gonna use Focus Fire on the Pollinator. So if I can draw like a 2 or 3 drop here, that would be good. I guess 1 drop is fine. Can't do much for 1 man, I don't think, so. Play Starport Security, and pass. This is kind of an interesting turn. Oh, Self-Craft Mech can make a 4/5. I hope they actually tap the Scout Lander. Or I hope they tap the Mechan. That would be really good for me. They did not. Alright, so the play here... It's actually to play this Pulsar Squadron Ace. And not get a thing. Okay, well, I didn't get it anyways. And then we'll pass. If they want to attack me, I'll let them attack me. So we'll play it like that. 5 cards in hand for the opponent. Going wide. Hopefully we get to activate the Vault Guard Trooper. Uthro Psionicist is never good here for us. Okay, Alfate Scroll. Bawbringer. Okay. I can tap the Psionicist and get in for 7 damage, putting them at 8. I can just like attack with a bunch of things to trigger the Vault Guard Trooper. I mean, none of these options are particularly strong. I think I'm just going to play Vault Guard Trooper and pass. Oof, that's a good one. Divert Disaster is not a good card to hit off of Technician, I will say. Just everybody just on like blue-green X. Well, admittedly, that's a good color combination to be. I just feel like in order for these beatdown decks to work, like you just need to get everything. So pivoting into it late is kind of rough. The open colors felt like blue and white. So maybe that's where I should have gone. I don't know. Oh, that's a really good draw. This takes 9. I would like to discard Team Leader for 2 cards. We drew Plasma Bolt and Bombard. So we do have our card draw engine available now in the Vault Guard Trooper. They're also getting a ton of value here. Wait, so they can play this now? Okay, they can. So I have a flyer that I can attack with now, which is great. And then I can also make another flyer with the Honored Knight Captain if I find a land. They don't have particularly strong attacks. Like, they can attack me with the Self-Craft Mechan, I guess. But, like, I don't know if they want me to swing back with a lot more. The good attack that I have is the attack with the Wedgelight Rammer. We drew a land. Okay. So 3/3 flyer, no secret reach. They have a Divert Disaster. What on earth did you draw? Oh, I didn't know that they had a card in their hand. I don't know why. Okay. Lost in Space. I will keep that card. Okay, so Void is now online. Let's kill this. Oh, I could have... No, I couldn't have. Never mind. Oh, I can still tap one of my things. I don't even know what to kill here. I think I just want to fire this off to draw 2 cards, honestly. I'm not targeting the Technician because they will for sure use their counterspell if I do that. Honestly, if they fire off their counterspell, I'm gonna let it resolve so that I can tap one of my creatures here. Okay, that's fine. Let's see. At the beginning of your end step, if you control 2 or more tap creatures, you may discard your hand. Okay, so now let's tap whatever. Yep. Draw 2 cards. All right. Hey, at least that was a good play, right? Look at me looking for validation. Slowly just kind of whittling away at my opponent's threats. And honestly, the Volkard Trooper has drawn us a million cards. Now, they have All Fate Scroll that they're probably going to cash in for 3 cards here. Play the Rammer. All right. No good attacks. They're going to crack their All Fate Scroll. What is this? Oh. Okay. I guess they're just constantly trying to deal with my flyers. We'll take action again. Oh, 2 more lands. Not great. But it's okay. Alright, they're cashing in their All Fate Scroll, 4 cards in hand. We drew a Starfighter Pilot. I just don't think I have fantastic attack still. Like, I don't really want to trade my Volkard Trooper for something, right? And I guess I don't really need to activate that. So let's do this. Oh no, what am I doing? I can tap the Technician, right? Yeah. That gets me a pretty good attack. They're at 6 life, and I still get to draw 2 cards off of my Volkard Trooper. Let's discard the land, and we drew Bombard and Squadron Ace. 3 cards in hand. Just get this off the board. Alright. That way I just don't have to worry about Divert Disaster either. I mean, look at our board. They're at 6 life. Like, what? You know what I mean? It's going to be really tough. And no blocks. It's actually kind of interesting. Do I want the Wormwall Sweeper, or do I want the cheaper activation? Do I go for it? Yes. I think they would have played all of the removal spells ahead of time. Like, they want to kill my Starport security so they can't tap down their things. Alright, well, we are still alive. I thought we were going to be in for a quick exit there. Volkguard Trooper, shout out to you, giving us the ability to grind in the late game. And we are now 2-2 with Boros Mediums. You know what? I want to showcase all the archetypes, including Boros Mediums. Look, not all of them can be bangers. You know what I mean? Like, not every deck can be awesome. Let's just... That's all I'm gonna say. Right, let's play the Pangolin. Next turn I can play Sweeper and put a counter on this, which is pretty good. I think I prefer that to warping the Rayblade Trooper. Just, this maximizes the mana that I can utilize. Now the real question is, do I station the Wormwall Sweeper or get in for 3? I think the answer is get in for 3. Ooh, that's interesting. Starport security is also not bad. But I kind of want the land too. Maybe the security is like a little bit too low impact. No, I have the Trooper too. It's a decent tapper here, I think. So this feels like a Bombard. It feels very much like a Bombard. Yeah. There was no window to like activate to act unless I did it main phase. Like if I 100% knew that they had the Bombard, I could have done it that way. But yeah, and gotten in for more damage. And maybe I should have, honestly. Maybe I should have. Like I just missed out on 2 points of damage, right? One green mana. If I draw a land, a Plains would not be a bad draw. 5 cards in hand for the opponent. We are trying to maximize whatever damage we can, kill some of their big creatures. That was a good Bombard. Thawbringer, sure. And Drix Fatemaker on Thawbringer, okay. Sure. Oh, wow. Okay, let's bombard the Thawbringer. The Focus Fire actually deals more damage, and it's cheaper, which is why I'm doing it like this. And now we get to get in for 6. I mean, just like getting our opponent's life total low while keeping the board clear, just to put them in awkward spots, is kind of what I'm trying to do here. So, like I said before, the nice thing about drawing a Plains is I can use the Trooper to put a counter on something, and then I can tap something with the Starport security, which is really nice. Terra Pact Intimidator. You can have a 4-3. And Drix Fatemaker, okay. There's a 5-4. Alright, we drew Wedgelight Rammer. which can be interesting here. So they take 2, go to 7, 5. I mean, using Focus Fire seems like it can be pretty nice as well. Look, I'm okay taking 8 damage here. Like, I have a Focus Fire, so it's really hard for me to die. And setting up for a good attack in disguise is also really good for me. So I don't mind this at all. Alright, Orbital Plunge to kill my flyer, sure. And yeah, they are playing defensively, which makes a lot of sense. They have 3 cards in hand. Okay, what you got? So I can hit for 3 in the air. I can play Rayblade Trooper for Warp. I'm actually going to put it here. Just because I feel like there's a really good shot they have a removal spell. So I'm actually going to play it very, very carefully. Let's just do it this way. Cut Propulsion works. Yep. Okay. Now we can tap down the Intimidator. Okay. Now we can play Rayblade Trooper. Biosynthetic Burst. Wow, unblockable? That's rough. So they get to eat my 3/3, I suppose? But I do get 2 1/1s. The question is whether or not I want this to live. No, I think this... Look, I want my Focus Fire to kill the Intimidator on the following turn. So, I only got 1 token, though. That's unfortunate. Zookeeper Mechan, sure. Let's get a Plains here. So this deals 5 damage. Starfighter Pilot is the draw. So I'm going to attack like this. They're going to put the Mechan on the Scrapbot and the Intimidator on the 2/2, I think. Okay. Let's kill this. Okay, well, it's not super ideal. I mean, it's fine. But I don't get to draw cards here. I mean, maybe I could have attacked with the token too. Maybe I should have. Yeah, I mean, there were some micro decisions there that I think I could have played a little bit better. Also, I just realized Cut Propulsion. I'm full disclosure. I actually thought I just totally forgot about the fact that Cut Propulsion deals double damage to flyers. I literally just completely forgot about that. So didn't even consider that. Like, do I have one in my deck and could I have used it in an earlier game? Maybe. I just didn't even see that. Alright, opponent on the play. This is a weird hand. I have 2 of each land and 2 remote. I feel like I gotta keep this, but like, I don't have a 2-drop, so maybe I'm not supposed to keep it. It's just like all removal with a Rayblade Trooper, which is one of the better cards in my deck. And we drew Bombard Land, so that's obviously terrible. Alright, let's just kill this now. Save the cut propulsion because they can play something bigger. Next turn I can go Pulsar Squadron Ace into Rayblade Trooper. Oh, never mind. I'm just going to kill the Agrarian. Alright, play the Harrier. Well, I mean, we killed a couple things. Melt Strider Eulogist. That's not particularly strong. Honored Knight Captain. Okay, so let's go Pulsar Squadron Ace. See if we find something. We missed. Okay. Alright, let's warp this in. Target this. Sea Chip Impact. Wow. Hey, you know what, Ken? Good patience, because I would have been tempted to, like... I guess there's no way for me to blow them out, but I would have been tempted to fire that off onto Harrier right away. But by waiting, I lost the +1/+1 counter there. So very, very good patience. I don't like it. I don't like it when my opponents play well. It's just not cool. Our hand is still pretty decent. The Knight Captain gives us a mana sink for the super late game. Alright, we'll take 3. They're probably playing something big here. Oh, really? Where do I want this counter? I'm hoping they just play like a 7/7 creature. They could just play Nebula Dragon. I have this cut propulsion, but I really don't want to use it on the Eulogist when they have no value with it. But at the same time, it clears the board for me to actually attack them. I target the Captain because if I draw land number 6, I can sacrifice it and still get a 1/1. They did play a 7/7 or a 6/6. That is hilarious. Alright, so let's cut propulsion this. Plasma Bolt this. Alright, no board for you. I'll hold this land so they don't see it coming with the Honored Knight Captain. Dauntless Scrapbot, okay. No graveyard for me. Oh. Oh. Man, and it's a 3/3? It brick walls me. And I don't get any value when I sacrifice this. I should have made a 3/4. Damn it, Paul. They didn't sack their lander, right? That's weird. And then now they're sacking their lander? So they're gonna trigger Void here, I guess. Ooh, they got a black source. Yeah, this is a Void spell. Nope. It's a Fungal Colossus. Okay. Alright, well. Sorry, +1. I've lost 2 +1/+1 counters worth of value this game. I'm very sad. Okay, that's an honor. They have 2 mana up. Ho ho! Sadly, I can't attack with more than this. Don't have another Sea Chip Impact. Alright. Well, that is lethal next turn. Like, if I can move the boosters onto the trooper. 2 cards in hand for my opponent, though, and they did get a black source, so they could easily have a grab kill here. This is a wild attack. I think this means they have some kind of a sweeper. I'll chump. Or maybe they're trying to trigger Void, I don't know. No, just a Lashwood Predator, okay. +1/+2. That's rough. 5/7 or each creature, holy cow. I mean, I think they have something as well. I'm just not going to attack. Just give myself a 6/7 here. Would love to find a spacecraft so that I can tap things and start drawing cards. Oh, Anti-Causal Vestige. Man, Glacial Godmaw and Vestige. It sucks when your opponent's cards are so much better than yours, you know what I mean? But that just happens when you play against green decks and you're red-white. That just oh, Cryogen Relic, sure. Why not? Focus Fire I actually kind of want, I think. Okay. Do they have another removal spell too? Okay, we drew some cards. That gives us hope. And the Chaplain taps down their thing, right? I have 3 counters. So if I draw a land, I can tap down 3 things. So that is very, very strong. Alright! We have some reason to be optimistic here. Now, if they kill my Volkar Trooper this turn, it's a lot of damage. It's a lot of damage. But I mean, the important thing here is to just get the Lashwhip Predator off the battlefield, right? Because Mechanizoa? Why wouldn't you just hardcast that? I guess they're going to also play the Anti-Causal Vestige. What the hell is this attack? Okay, let's think about this. How many counters do I have? This doesn't have a counter on it, right? Oh, it's got a stun counter, but those come off. I actually only have two tappers. Sure. Another Lashwhip Predator or what? Okay. You know what? You know what? Alright, they are at 7 life. So let's see. If I move this over... So to move this over and play this and tap one thing, that's 2, 4, 7 mana. Right? 3, 4, 5. They have 1 reach creature. Oh no, it's not lethal! Oh, it's so close! Oh man, I thought it gave 2 power. So I can go 4... I can go 4, 5, 6 damage in the air? Oh, that's brutal. 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Okay, so then I should just wait. Because I don't have a lethal attack. Because I'm at 3 life too. Okay, okay. We're fine. I want to put a counter on... Sure, this. Take action. We drew 2 lands. That's not good. Okay. Here we go. I can tap up to 3 things here. Okay. Mechanizoa. It would be nuts if we won this game somehow. The thing is, I mean, they should probably target my trooper, honestly, right? Okay. Alright, they have 1 card in hand. What a game. Okay. 3, 6, 7. Okay, so the 2 creatures on the right I can just straight up win the game with. Because they don't have any other reach creatures, right? I move the boosters over to the Sunstar Chaplain. Chump these 2 right here. So I don't want to remove the counter on the Wormwhale Sweeper, and that's lethal. So I'm just like, they have 1 card that I don't know about. And if it's a removal spell, so be it. Right? So be it. But at least we try to generate as much advantage as we could in this game. And my opponent did also have some timely removal spells and combat tricks. But I think there is a really good chance we can win this game. What do you have? Galactic Wayfarer, we got it! We got it! No flyer, no flyer, no flyer, no flyer. They're at 7 life. That's a Wedgelight Rammer. I mean, it doesn't really matter, right? Oh man, look at my opponent's board! Look at my opponent's board! Wow! What a grind out victory there. Oh my goodness. I mean, look, when I drafted this deck and I looked at the pile of cards in front of me, and given how we started, like, I thought we were hopeless. I just thought we were dead. Like, we just played against much better decks. We lost the first game, and now we're 4-2. And kind of coming into this, we were saying, if we get 4 wins, we would be very, very happy. Well, guess what? This guy, very, very happy. Now, look, we're playing with house money now. It's all good. The fact that we got 4 wins with this deck? Yes. Alrighty, what do we got? We got a 2-drop on the draw, 4 lands. I guess I keep this. We got a 4-drop and a 5-drop. Now, noting that the Rammer plus the Trooper is a nice combination. I'm going to keep this. Opponent with seemingly a tough mulligan decision. Nutrient block, okay. So, either on blue-black or red... Actually, this is just a fine card in most decks, but at its best in blue-black or red-black. Command Bridge, okay. Let's play the Squadron Ace. 2 mana, 2/3, solid. I never expect to hit with this, but look, it's like 2 mana, 2/3 is still a good card. So we drew some removal spells, so our draws were pretty good after our keep. Like, obviously, a creature would be fine too, but having a Bombard or Focus Fire here is totally fine. That's a Webstalker Ardent from the opponent. Play Starfighter Pilot and pass. Next turn's interesting. I have a couple of decent options. I can go like Bombard, Focus Fire, or Wedge Light Rammer. They didn't block last turn when they were tapped out, so maybe they won't block again. We'll see. I can also just Bombard attack. A lot of options. Oh, Hull Carver changes things for sure. And a Melded Moxite. Ouch. Okay. Discard some stuff. Keeping stuff back. Sure. Alright, let's play Wedge Light Rammer. I wouldn't mind a land. I mean, that's just a good value card. But given that I have Volkard Trooper, would I rather take a shot at a land? I think it's close. Oh, the Trooper activating right now doesn't even matter, right? Alright, I'll just take the Scrap Bot. I'll take 3, it's fine. Like, if they go a little bit too crazy, I can obviously stabilize the board here, but if they attack me, I can just hit them back with a bunch of my things too. They might have an Embrace Oblivion here. Nope. Okay. I mean, they probably have like a Grav Kill or something, right? They're at 18 life. Whatever. Beat down. That's actually, like, probably pretty good. I'm gonna keep it. They only have 2 cards left. Like, if they try to play defense, I have such a big board, you know what I mean? And I'm just killing the Hull Carver with Focus Fire. I wanna just maximize my board. Because I feel like Rig for War, that's a 5 damage spell, basically. So I just want to keep way more things in play than my opponent. Alright, 2 cards in hand for the opponent. Virus Beetle? That's annoying. Especially against the Dauntless Scrap Bot. That's fine. I think my plan is to just bombard the Ardent and then attack with the 3 creatures on the left. Now I'll take a land, I guess. I mean, the thing is, like, if it's a good spell, it's a good spell. Like Honored Knight Captain seems pretty decent. I mean, I'll take that too. Like, as long, like, if I can just keep get the thing is, next turn I have the ability to go Honored Knight Captain plus Sacrifice Lander, which then gets me to land number 5 for the Trooper. And then if I get to land number 6, then that also gives me some reach, right, in the late game. So I think this is totally fine. 2 cards in hand for the opponent. We're both on very little lands and lots of action, so really, really good back and forth. My opponent's just been trying their best to try and stabilize this board. They've always had mana up, so that makes it a lot more difficult for me to get them with my Rig for War. I should have sacked a lander, I guess. I don't know. Okay, Honor or Plate Pangolin is one that I don't need. We'll let this trade happen. I'm still going to save the Rig for War for something bigger, because I can also potentially go for a lethal situation here. Although they do have the Nutrient block, which they still have not sacrificed. Gonna put this on end step here because of Void. Opponent at 6, I'm at 15. Just kind of trading things back and forth, seeing what they can do. Alright, let's crack this. I mean, given that I have 2 red cards, I'll get a mountain. I don't know. I don't think I have any doubles of either colors. Alright, Memorial Team Leader. That was a really good turn for them. I'm not going to discard my hand, if you were wondering. Wow, they wanted a land. Okay. I guess they can sack this next turn for life. So if they kill my Trooper, then I'm down to my 2 creatures on the left. If I draw a land, I can crack the Honored Knight Captain for something bigger. Their deck is just all removal. That's fine. Let me think here, actually. So, if I warp this in, I actually can kill them if they sack one of their things. So I'm going to do that. I'm going to attack, and then if they sack one of their food thingies, then I can rig for war. Oh, pass priority to me, because I might do something. Boom! Alright. Got that one down. And that was just like a fair game of Magic that we won. And we are now playing for Diamond 2? Wait, so we were 0-1. Then I think we were 1-2. And we rattled off 4 in a row. Okay. Look, the draft might not have gone perfectly, but I'm just so thrilled that I have 5 wins. Alright, on the play here. Oh! 1 drop, 2 drop, 3 drop? Okay. Well, let's go Caveron Harrier here. Wow. If our opponent has, like, a remotely slow draw, this hand is ridiculous. I mean, I'm just hoping they don't have a way to kill the Chaplain, right? They did have a slow draw, yes! Okay. Okay. Oh, this is wonderful, even though we're flooded. Alright, where do I want to put the counter? I guess it's on the Harrier. I mean, this is an amazing 1-2-3. Warmaker Gunship? Ah. Okay, Chaplain down. Hey, but I'm still attacking for a lot here, right? So there's that. 2 drop was a good draw. I'm not going to tap because I'm going to use the 2 mana there for the Harrier. My opponent's at 5 life. Okay. We just need to get in for a few more points of damage. Yes! Oh my gosh! Look at this! We are Diamond 2! How did this happen? What an unlikely run here for the little Boros deck that could. Okay. Okay. Now we're playing for a trophy. Now we're playing for a trophy. Alright, opponent on the play. We have 2 mountains, a Wormwall Sweeper, and Bombard. I mean, given that this has Surveil, I'm going to keep this. Obviously, we need a white source. But on the draw, I just feel like it's extremely likely that we find a white source. And we found it right away. So obviously very happy about that. Okay, ooh. I mean, this is the most upside, right? Especially because I have the Wormwall Sweeper. Galactic Wayfarer. Okay. Let's see. Do I want both of the lands? Kinda. Sure. Just debating whether or not I want to attack with this Pangolin. They're probably going to block. Alright. The way that I look at this... Have Landseeker? Sure. Because I can play 2 creatures, and I guess... Okay, well... I guess I'm not going to take that land now. So let's go Pulsar Squadron Ace. Oh, 5 lands. Alright, let's go Starfighter Pilot. Cavron Harrier is probably one of the weaker cards I can have at this point. Alright, look. We still have a pretty decent board. We have a nice flyer. They have to sack this lander. And we have some more follow-up here, potentially, if we need. They passed. Okay. I'm going to just attack with the Wormwall Sweeper. They could have Biosynthetic Burst, by the way. So I want to keep up the Bombard for that. So I'm not going to play the Wedge-Light Rammer first. I'm going to attack for 2 first, then play the Rammer, then do some Surveil shenanigans. Which, you know, admittedly is us not really getting in for as much damage as possible. But... Question is, if I have a land on top, do I want it? Probably. $16 to $20. Getting some flyers on the board. Like, if it's a random 2-mana creature, I probably don't want it. Depending on the creature. Okay, I'll keep that one. That one I'll keep. A 2-drop that puts a +1/+1 counter on everything that I have is something that's worthy of keeping, I'm going to say. Also, that acts as a tapper, so... But honestly, for my opponent, they have to be happy about this. The reason I say that is they only took 2 points of damage and got to put 2 more lands into play. And obviously, when the game goes long, they're much more favored. That attack is crazy. They have... What is this attack? Huh? Do they have Godsire? Alright, whatever. I should attack with everything, right? Can I take 6 damage next turn? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. 7. I would rather not draw that, I think. Okay, Cavlan Seeker. Mouth of the Storm. Okay. Oh, that's really big. Okay, fair enough. Fair enough. Okay. Fair enough. So what do I want? I think I kind of just want to tap 2 things. Now, of course, I can't tap down Mouth of the Storm. In order for me to do that, I need to tap 2 creatures. I will tap the Surveil thing. I'll keep a land. And I will tap you because you're not attacking. You're not blocking, probably. They're at 6 life. Mouth of the Storm, hell of a card, especially in a racing situation. Orbital Plunge, okay. Resolves. If they kill my Wormwall Sweeper, I'm dead. So if they had 2 removal spells... Yeah. I mean, this thing also happens to have Ward 2. And I try to put myself in a situation to win, but Mouth of the Storm really got us good. Yeah. Good beats. Yeah. That's, yeah. Look. If I'm going to die to Mouth of the Storm, followed by double removal spell on both of my flyers, so be it, right? Like, if they just had, like, 1 removal spell there, we would have been okay. But you know what? Props to my opponent for finding the line and making that aggressive attack with the Landseeker. And, yeah, 6-3. 6-3. So, I mean, that's the thing. Like, we lost to some really strong decks. And the fact that we got to 6 wins with this deck, I'm very happy with. Like, I do feel like this was one of the open lanes. Now, blue ended up being a little more open than I thought. And so, you know, any combination of Jeskai probably would have resulted in a decent deck. And like I said, I don't think this deck was great. There's a lot of cards that don't perform very well. Bombard is not particularly good in red-white. It's just too inefficient as a removal spell. 3 mana for a removal spell that doesn't kill everything is tough. Right? In a format where there's just a lot of giant monsters that exist. So you either want really good, cheap, efficient removal or effects like Banishing Light that kill everything. But despite that, I did say this deck has a very nice mana curve, right? It's got a bunch of cheap cards. We got some good curves. We have a couple of spacecrafts that went really well with the Valkguard Trooper. Rayblade Trooper's great. I mean, all of our white cards were good. Double Pulsar Squadron Ace, Sunstar Chaplain, Honored Knight Captain, Rayblade Trooper were all very, very nice. So I think white was an open lane. And we had a lot of good close games. That last game could have gone either direction. Mouth of the Storm was like almost like an overrun where they fogged me while also getting in for 10 points of damage. So it is what it is. Additionally, because I attack with all my creatures, right? So had I left a 1-2 back that turn to block the Bruntar, I would have been better in a better spot. But I was more thinking of how can my opponent kill me and not how can my opponent completely nullify my next attack, which of course Mouth of the Storm does. So, it's okay. It is what it is. And the double removal spell obviously hurt. But like I said, this deck certainly overperformed, but proof that a deck with a good mana curve, with some combat tricks, some well-timed removal, and just some ways to grind in the late game can still go a long way. And we were able to basically turn what I believe was a very mediocre pile of cards into a very successful finish. Now, I will note, Sunstar Chaplain was very good. This card is very nice if you can find ways to tap down your creatures, which of course the Wedgelight Rammer and the Wormwall Sweeper allowed us to do. And also utilizing the fact that we can use Starport Security to tap down our own things to trigger Valkguard Trooper and Sunstar Chaplain also was something that you should be mindful of in the future. You can tap your own things for value sometimes with some cards like the Starport Security. So, look, like I said, we're up gems. We're 6-3. We ranked up. We cannot be upset. And we are 6-3. The hot streak continues, and hopefully we can continue that into Mythic, hopefully, by tomorrow or the day after. Anyways, thank you so much for watching, as I really do appreciate it. Make sure you hit that like and subscribe button for more daily videos just like this. If you've enjoyed this content and wanted to support the channel in another way, my Patreon is the best way to do so. That is patreon.com/paulcheon. Also go to TCGplayer.com for all your TCG singles and sealed product needs. Whether you need booster boxes of Magic the Gathering, like Edge of Eternities or Final Fantasy, or some singles for your constructed deck or your collection, TCGplayer.com is the place to go. Make sure you hit that affiliate link in the description below before making any purchases. Last but not least, check out heavyplay.com for premium Magic the Gathering supplies and accessories. They are the place to go to for all your deck box needs, your dice boxes, sleeves, playmats, everything you need to make sure you're ready to go for your next tabletop experience. Heavyplay.com/paulcheon will get you 10% off your first order. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll catch you tomorrow.